In case you missed it, the news wrote, Melly's lawyers submitted their last paperwork for Melly to be released on a bond till trial in September. This time they have full confidence Melly will be released from jail, as Melly's mother would give an update on his release.
We just still praying. I know I said I would give, I'll keep everybody updated with what's happening. I know right now we're waiting. So basically the judge is going to do, I guess, a written order. So we're just waiting, and that order can come any minute, or it could come tomorrow. I don't know. So we're just waiting. We're just waiting. So everybody just keep praying, keep having faith. Oh, Tessa, stop. I've been crying too. It's been a long time coming, you know.
As Melly's lawyers handed in his new bond release package, you tell me if it's worth his release, and lawyers wrote, Melly's legal team proposed posting an unspecified bond that would be paid by his record label, 300 Entertainment. If granted bond, they assured the judge that Melly would be on house arrest, wear an ankle monitor, and hire round-the-clock security to keep tabs on him. It was so good, a rapper wrote, that boy Melly coming home, I feel it. As their evidence starts with his mother explaining they have proof he isn't being treated like a human inside of jail.
When you saw Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life, as a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
They would then bring up evidence from the original trial, proving that the feds believing Melly committed this crime inside the Jeep is false. As GPS evidence proves, Melly was seen sprinting down a street and hiding in a bush.
That would be the part where he's saying that someone just shut the car up and was trying to shoot him. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, yeah, he's like, yeah, there's some, I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sack and Juby? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're...
Then to back up claims of it being an actual drive-by. In the original trial, it was confirmed there was never a firearm even found.
So the first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what was used.
Okay.
However, the prosecutors then did something disturbing. The news wrote, a no communication order has been filed in the Melly trial. The order makes Melly and Bortlen completely separate. No talking, no lawyer talk, just silence, as the prosecutors are trying to force Bortlen to snitch on Melly, because they're trying to have Bortlen and Melly in the same trial.
Issue here, and you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. It just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking the penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. You're seeking the penalty on one, not the other, but that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found guilty.
As it was announced in court after Melly pulled up. The scariest part is if Bortlen knows he didn't commit this serious crime, he won't physically be able to sit there and take life in prison to the chin, meaning he'll likely point the blame to Melly. But it's worse because they captured his ex-girlfriend too. She's been hiding outside of the United States since the first trial. Prosecutors believe she has important information to testify against Melly, which is why they arrested her.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
As the judge had Mariah sign a deal that she agrees to testify against Melly in the new trial, as she could be the reason that Melly is found guilty depending on what she says in court. But she reacted on Facebook by saying this when she was released: "Thank you to my village. I love y'all so much. God's plan, not mine." As disturbing evidence was found in Mariah's iCloud account that suggests Melly forced her to not testify in the trial, which is a new separate charge known as witness tampering, and will carry a life sentence regardless if he is found guilty of taking out Sack Chaser in juvie.
The state filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
Due to him witness tampering on the jail phones, he's lost the privilege to use them for nearly a year, as his mother hated this and said it wasn't fair.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
But if it's true that Melly used the phones for witness tampering, that's why he's been held off them, because they don't want him doing any more damage to the prosecutor's case against him. However, it's what Bortlen will do to Melly that will sentence him to life in prison, as the main reason he wants to do it to Melly is because they already tried pinning the crime against Bortlen in the first trial.
Those were his lies. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with 2 bodies, car riddled with bullets. And when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket, not Cortland Henry.
As they revealed it's Bortlen who lied to the feds, he's the one that was last with them, and he even had firearm residue on his hands, as they brought an investigator that covered the passings to go into further detail on Bortlen, having powder on his hands.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained 0 particles characteristic of shot residue and 2 component particles, and the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of shot residue and 1 2-component particle.
Okay. And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was shot residue present on the hands.
Bortlen didn't like this at all, which is why Melly's trial ended in a mistrial. He tweeted, "Mind games don't work on people like me," alongside a handshake emoji, as if he's accepting some sort of deal. But it gets more concerning, because if Bortlen is involved in Melly's trial, they'll use interrogation clips from the night of the crime, where it's clear that Bortlen was lying about what happened.
Okay, tell me what happened.
Man, I was playing music, getting off the exit. I was already getting sleepy, almost hungry, you know what I'm saying? And like, just out of nowhere, like, I just heard, you know what I'm saying? So, and I ducked down, you know what I'm saying, in the car,
Hey, Ashley,
and I almost crashed the car.
Let me back you up a few minutes. Where were you coming from?
I was coming from the studio, from Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale studio. Which way did you take?
I took I-75, 595 to
75.
Expressway.
Then you took 75 south?
It's clear to the officers Bortlen's story isn't adding up to anything, yet he tried to stay as confident in his story that he could, but was caught in a lie.
Here's the hard part where we're having a hard time to understand, is that we shut down that entire area and we had officers shoulder to shoulder walk it out. They didn't find as much as 1 shell casing. They didn't find 1 piece of glass. Nothing. Nothing to what you said adds up. And it's hard.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, that's like...
I mean, for whatever reason, your 2 friends, are these your good friends?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These my... Like,
these your 2, I'm assuming close friends.
Yeah, we got...
And you're doing them an inservice by not telling us the truth.
I'm telling you the truth, sir. I don't, like, what do you want?
Well, how do you make shell casings disappear?
I don't know. How can I tell you about a shell case?
But it got even worse. With Bortlen realizing the officer isn't believing him, Bortlen tries to stop talking.
I told y'all the story, and that's it, bro. I don't even talk about it anymore. Like, cause I told y'all. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Okay, just so you know, all right, because you're saying, well, I don't want to talk anymore. There's going to be a lot more questions. There's, and we're not trying to piss you off. The thing is, we don't know your friends.
Yeah.
So the reason we have to ask all these questions, because the more we know about your friends, your lifestyle, your friend's lifestyle, your friends, his friends, and the circumstances surrounding today, the more, the easier it's going to be for us to try and solve this.
However, the officer managed to save the conversation and encouraged Bortlen to continue talking by asking about different things that night. He began asking how Bortlen was driving. Did he crash into anything and more?
And I'm driving, ducking for my life, trying to make sure I don't get hit. And you telling me, you telling me about shit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. I'm driving. I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna be worried about? You know what I'm saying?
I know it's not for you to worry about.
Shit crazy, bro.
But if you tell me it happened there's got to be some evidence there. There's going to be broken glass, just like there's broken glass over here when you guys open the doors and stuff like that. Okay, there's going to be broken glass over there when the windows got out. There's going to be casings from the people at your car. Okay, there's going to be evidence over there. Okay, right now there's nothing. I kind of think I know what happened because I got information.
With time running out and their allowed interrogation time, the officer would flat out ask, if you know who did this, would you tell me?
By just telling me the truth, even if it's something that I don't want to hear, but I respect the truth rather than BS, okay? And it's a simple question. If you knew who did this, okay? You may or may not know. If you knew who did this, would you tell me? It's either a yes or no question. Answer.
Honestly.
Yeah, honestly. The truth. You wouldn't?
Because I wouldn't want to be a part of it. I wouldn't want to be.
Where Bortlen doesn't give a firm yes or no answer in using his voice. Instead, he shakes his head no. This is because if it was Melly who did it, he would obviously know that. And saying no to the officer could have caused his voice to crack or be in a different pitch than the rest of the interview. This would be an obvious indicator to the police that Bortlen knows a lot more than what he's sharing. When you combine this with the physical evidence, the truth reveals itself, as Melly sent a text message hours after the crime, admitting to it.
The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly account says what?
After that, SHHHH.
But Melly also had a saved video of Bortlen and him, looking like they're almost celebrating and happy only hours after Sack Chaser and Juvie passed away.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! No, still turned, regardless of what happened. You already know.
They showed no sadness for their fallen friends, but an interesting development in the case could have revealed Melly's motive. As a former O-Block member revealed, Melly didn't want to share his finances with Sack Chaser and Juvie.
Did Vaughn really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Vaughn was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? Walter Bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around him?
It was originally a secret Melly told King Von about, but he shared it with the rest of O Block before his passing. As you have to remember that YNW is a business. Both Melly and Bortlen performed concerts, sold merchandise, and did promotions for companies in exchange for money. Sack Chaser and Juvie wanted an even split of the money, but did zero work for it. However, the money in that YNW bank account seems to be running low. It was announced Melly's mom trends after she announces that she started a fans account while he stands trial. This took the internet by storm. Even DJ Academics had to say this.
So YNW Melly's mom has announced that she's gonna be starting the old, and I gotta be honest with y'all, man, like, this is perplexing. The reason why it's perplexing is because I can't understand why she's doing this. Your son is fighting for his life. How much, you know, there's certain mothers in hip hop, and you probably could name a few, I won't name all of them, that I feel like their son became stars, but they also wanted to be stars as well. Blueface's mom is one of them. The situation between Melly's mom and Melly, I always thought was interesting, but I never thought she'd be doing this. If you're wondering if she's doing this for money, this can't be a money play. Like, no way, no how.
Despite Academics claiming it's not about money, social media didn't agree, because an old interview with Melly's mom and brother revealed that Melly was dumb with his money, and it seems like they're worried for his finances.
I would assume
But it's still,
that he spent a lot of money on lawyers. Like an amount that would probably...
That kid spent a lot of money on a lot of things that shouldn't have been spent on.
Really? Like what else?
And cars, jewelry. And he's not even out to wear the jewelry. I'm like, why are you buying jewelry and you're not here to wear the jewelry?
No, definitely lawyers are probably the best thing you can spend
That's
money
what
on.
bro. But he's good with lawyers, bro. Like, money ain't an issue for lawyers. Like, he's fine, but it's just like, it was a lot of stuff that should have went to lawyers that he didn't spend on lawyers. And I'm like, bro. And now it's like, he don't even want to chain no more.
It's important to note what Jamie King's been going through, as starting a fans account could be an outlet for her to get her mind off Melly's trial. We all saw during the original trial Melly having to ask if she's okay several times.
Sorry.
You'll just... That's it. Don't do it.